Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here overhead. Sammy Guido over. Hey. I got to start Saturday night off right. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody here on the live. But thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Baby, we're going to take a look at BTC. We're going to have some fun. I thought it could be in the green box, and we almost got it. It was at least there, sideways all day long, inside the flag, which is good. Better than dumping on us, right? It could have dumped, and it looks like it could be making a move here to the upside sometime soon. Sometime soon. I mean, that could be any time, right? Time is interesting. Sometime soon could be in 100 years. It could be in 5 years. It could be in 5 minutes. It depends on how long you've been here. You know, if you're 1,000 years old, then, you know, sometime soon could be in 100 years, right? But if you're just 100 years old, sometime soon could be in a day. So anyway, I'm just messing around. Let's take a look. But this is what I'm looking at. Just nice and clean, right? It still looks like we could get the move to the upside. Bitcoin is fighting to take a move. It would be beautiful if this was the bottom and the end is near. I'll be honest, with the fear and greed where it is, I've never seen it at a 6. I believe it was at a 6. Oh, it went up to a 7, folks. It went up to a 7, like it matters. But seriously, these are the best times I've ever seen for Bitcoin. So, and we're still back above, you know, $65,000. So we'll see. But this looks like we could move. The measured move is the length of the previous pole. That takes us up to this previous resistance at about 76,777s. And we go from there. I didn't know that was going to be there. 76,777 for Bitcoin. Got the Crypto Lifer mug intact. You know what I mean? It'll come into focus. Give it a second. It's beautiful. Nice Crypto Lifer mug from BTCC. Appreciate that. Little collaboration mug. Keeps me going every day. Thinking about what could be in the future. Smash that like button for the Saturday stream. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being amazing and kicking butt. So this is the first thing we're looking at. We want to see this, and it's kind of an estranged inverted head and shoulder that could break to the upside, right? It's better than nothing. And then you got this bigger symmetrical triangle here too, which you could say this is the trend and this is the bottom trend. We're getting tighter, and this has a monster measure move back to the upside, and that could take you up to 81,000. So just you know what I mean? Or it could break you down, right, all the way back to 56 too. So it's a symmetrical triangle, the bigger one, right? You see here? Anyway, I'm throwing a lot at you pretty fast just to kind of keep it going on a Saturday night. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let me see who's up in the chat on this live chat on a Saturday night. Shout out to Marcus. God bless you. Miami in the house. Jesus rebuke you. God bless you. I don't know what that, what's going on there. Yeah, don't get too crazy there. Last cycle, it fell 50%, then retraced back up 20. We're at those numbers. Yes, possibly. Possibly. Hey, Lifer, hope things are going well over there in the nice weather. It was beautiful today. Today was absolutely gorgeous. I did, you know, I took the Lambo out and took it for a drive. I definitely did. I had to go to Target to do some stuff with my eyes, you know, get the eyes checked at the little eye center there and get a new prescription. So that's what I did. It wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? So I figured, hey, I'll take the Lambo out for a little bit. Some dude went like, you know, kind of, he was in some like, I don't know, $100,000 Mercedes, and he like followed me. And then when we got to a light, he's like, yo, man, keep doing your thing, man. I like that car, bro. I was like, yo, your car's pretty nice too, man. It was funny, bro. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Hey, and shout out to my man, SE Coverated. This guy said, you sound so gay and lame. You know, it's interesting. People, you know, when I was buying my Lamborghini, I never went online and told someone they sounded gay and lame. When I was paying off my house, I never said someone was like gay and lame. You know, the day my mother died in front of me, I never said someone was gay or lame. You know, anyway, we all know that if you're calling someone gay or lame and you're on a live stream, you're probably in a really bad negative place. So everyone, if you could maybe like reach out to this guy, he might need to call a hotline. I don't know. His name's SC Coverated, but just tell him we love him. Tell him it's okay, and tell him things are going to be all right. Tell him, you know, Because the worst place you can be is on a live stream putting someone down online. That means you're probably at home in a really bad place. And no, I'm being really honest. I'm being honest. I'm not even being rude. Like, I just think of all the times in my life when things are going well. I never, like, I'm not online. When things are going well, I'm out celebrating. I'm with family. I'm with friends. Like, I'm rocking and rolling. Like, I don't, like, slide myself into a late night live stream and start typing on someone. It's just kind of weird, right? So we know he's in a bad place. We love you. And we hope you're doing okay. Yeah. God bless everybody. And we hope you're doing okay, man. We hope you're doing okay, bro. Everyone just tell him we love him. And that we hope he's okay. Okay? Yeah, we hope he's okay. All right. Let's continue now into the weekly and back for the monthly and see what's happening here for Bitcoin on the monthly time frame. So Bitcoin came right back into this resistance area. Okay, and you could say maybe it can hold. There's a chance. They're telling me there's a chance at 69,000 right here that we will get a bit of a bounce here for BTC. Major resistance at 82,387 as well. Okay, and also right here at about 102,385, right? And then bang. So if we do get a bounce, first area we'll hit on the monthly is 82. If we can rip through 82, we can get to 93, 94,000. We bounce back above that. We're talking 102, and then hey, we get ourselves back into the magic. So there's a chance this big resistance area creates a bounce. It's crazy. We have to wait for March to close, right? Once March closes, we'll be ready to go, man. We love you, man. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Keep pushing, everyone. Keep doing your thing. And never listen to anyone that talks negatively to you. And if someone is negative to you, just walk away. Get away from negative people as soon as you can, everyone. I'm telling you, they're a disease. They're contagious. And they only want negativity around them. Stay around positive people. We're always ready to go here, baby. Always, baby. Shout out to God is Love in the house. Thank you so much for the love. So there's a nice resistance here. Let's go on into the 2-week chart and see what's happening. So previous resistance could be support. You know, if we lose this level, you can clearly see 61, 58. And if you lose 58, there's a last leg at 54. And then we're going back down to 48,000 on the weekly. But, you know, we don't have to go that far just yet, but it's good to, you know, at least to mark this level here just to see. That's where we could drop to 48, 47,000. Again, if you're looking for worst case scenario, we do retrace back to the 786 every single time. We've had a massive bear market dump from a high, and that would take us somewhere to about $38,000, $39,000 Bitcoin. So the lowest I see us going is somewhere around 38 to 39,000. It could happen. I wouldn't be that happy about it, but hey, I'd just take it in stride. It would be like another day, right? I'd be happy to be alive. So that's kind of all that would matter. Let's bring that music back up and get it punchy, baby. So again, same thing with the 5-day chart, looking like it could hold us, you know, could hold us just ever so slightly there, ever so slightly. One thing I want to do is I got to reset. For some reason, I lost some indicators here. Yeah. And I'm going to flip on the moving averages, double click. So you can see that we lost the week, you know, the 5-day 200 moving average. And when you do that, you have to start. Oh, what did I do there? That's crazy. Yeah. Some people trade like that. You know that? They can trade with just these. I can't do it. I can't. It freaks me out. It does. But we take a look here at the 5-day chart. The 5-day getting back above this 200 moving average. It just looks awesome. You know what I mean? If we could get a bounce, right? It looks awesome. But that's your chance for something. The fact that we got a bounce. And then the 3-day chart showing tweezer top, bottom, and then the daily. So the only problem is, you know, this daily closed red, which is kind of bearish. And that kind of goes against my thesis that we could get a reversal back to the upside. And it kind of starts to say no way, which isn't the best, right? So we look at that daily. That daily really wanted to flip green. It did flip red at least with some wick. So now we got to see. Tomorrow really has to close green. If it doesn't, we're likely going to take out the low. If tomorrow closes red, I'm not saying tomorrow we'll take out the low, but it says in the next 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, we're taking out this low. If it closes green, we're coming back to the 21 there. So yeah, that's not a healthiest close either. And then we go to the 4-hour time frame where we got in here. Remember with the stop loss below there, I took some profits. got back in on some risky business here, and there's a chance that this doesn't prevail. Like I showed you, there's a chance this turns into a descending triangle and continues to collapse lower. And that's kind of what we have to see. And this would just take everybody out. They'd be in denial at this point. We would just trade the charts. Okay. So no guarantees, but this could roll over for sure. And come right back down to this key area, possibly bounce and get tight inside here too. You know what I mean? So everyone start pulling out exchanges, liquidates, just in and out. Yeah. 40-ish Bitcoin is a great buying opportunity. If that happens, it is. 100%. Yeah. And sell me your exit liquid. Sell me, sell me your crypto. I'll take the Bitcoin. I'll take the Bitcoin. I shouldn't say crypto because I'd probably only buy your Bitcoin. Yeah, see, it's too many people would be jumping on in to buy every piece, but they say that, but then maybe at 38, people would lose so much faith. So a lot of people say they're going to buy at the lows, and then when we get to the lows, they don't. So, but I believe most of the lifers are honest, true buyers here, stackers of Bitcoin, and they would get down at the low here. So this is kind of what it comes down to. It comes down to this trend line here, this tightness, and like Bitcoin's literally in the next few hours is going to tell us what it wants to do. It's either going to collapse or it's going to make a nice push to the upside here. And this is kind of where we come back to when I started the show, right? So that's why I like to kind of do that. We begin. So this either breaks out to 76,000, we get a beautiful inverted head and shoulder here, or this rolls over and we get a nasty dump tomorrow. We liquidate anyone who believed, and either we have to double bottom here and break back out, or we make the descending triangle, but it just doesn't happen the way we were looking at it, and shoot out the sky there. So this is kind of what you're going to watch. If you're watching Bitcoin tonight, you're not sure what's going to happen, you're watching your altcoin, I don't care what you're trading, you got to watch this triangle here, because this is going to affect 99.9% of trades, no matter what's happening. This is going to affect those trades. And so it is what it is, And I don't like this, I really wish we had closed the green candle today. It tells me that it may not be the time for a beautiful reversal just yet, right? Anything could happen tomorrow, you never know, but it's definitely sketchy to me. So when altcoins are hardcore, YouTubers will be pushing and saying they only buy Bitcoin mostly. I don't know. I don't think so. I've been doing it the whole time. Yeah, I've been buying only Bitcoin since 2016, 17. I speculate on altcoins. I bought Solana. I got $1,000 worth of 1,000 Solanas, not $1,000 worth. I got 1,000 Solana. I was buying Ethereum way back in the day at $89. I still have some. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I concentrate mainly on BTC. Bitcoin's to me is like good cash flowing real estate, because at one point I believe it can be used as collateral and it's just a clean form of money. So, hoping for a flash crash again so I can buy more. Hey. Shout out to all the people. The music's on there. Yeah, so we're looking for this to move or roll over, and it kind of has an Adam and Eve. I mean, the thing was, one thing that's a little sketchy is you had this high, you made head and shoulders, you dumped, you reversed, but it kind of has like an Adam and Eve vibe, right? I wouldn't be surprised if it collapses. So I could see it go either way. It's very sketchy on a Saturday night, low volume. Anything could happen. Take it one step, one candle, one day at a time. All right? Very, very sketchy business. I mean, you never know, right? You never know. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. And we've gone over Bitcoin since this morning and throughout the day inside the trading group. And now here we are again. Just never take a days off. We also did thank you so much. Appreciate that. We also did a weekly screen share this morning, Saturday. So we've been live streaming to a group of people for hours today already. And 69,000 is holding for Bitcoin. Can we hold is the question. That's that key number, that 69K area that's been sketchy. You look at the 4-hour time frame, you're getting a little bit overbought too on the stochastics RSI, suggesting there's not much more out of that rally. So be careful, everyone. We could still be dumping all the way back down here to $45,000 for Bitcoin. Let's take a look here. This is nicely suggesting that we could make a move back to the upside here, possibly up to about, I don't know, 72,000, 73,400. There is a chance. There is a chance. All right? There is a chance. You never know, but there's a possibility it could happen, right? Yeah, right at the top of the 1 hour. Yeah, I agree with you. It doesn't look amazing, but it is Saturday. Usually it could look dumpy and it won't dump. It could look pumpy and it won't pump. I'll tell you what, I don't like the tweezer top close there on the daily, though. That's a bit bearish for me. But we'll see. Only time will tell. And we could wake up tomorrow morning with a massive pump here back to the 200 moving average. The tightness on these tells me we should be pumping. The moving averages have told the story. Whenever I've seen them this tight with the 200 up here, we have pumped up to the 200. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come up somewhere to 74, 75K. Okay. Exactly. The only thing I don't have enough of crypto Billy. See, yeah, and these are people that have been investing in things for, and understand value. And they desire Bitcoin. The younger crowd desires Bitcoin. The middle crowd, everybody can decide, that understands what's happening with scarcity, understands that Bitcoin is the answer. And, the dollar has lost value for, so much, and so much different types of societies have gone under, and their currency. A lot of times the society was going to go down, but it started with the currency that brought down the society. It can go both ways, right? If we dump, you can count on Sammy catching that bottom. We'll catch the bottom, and we'll short our way into it. I shorted our way right into this bottom. Found the exact bottom, and then we were able to, swing long our way right back to the upside. I nailed it. I nailed the short down, and I nailed the long up, and hey, thank you, dear Lord, for the ability to see it the way I did and to be able to nail it. So execution is the key, right? But that's from consistency and discipline over and over and over again. It doesn't stop, folks. There's no days off. If you want a day off, that's you missed the point, because you don't need a day off. You just got to keep pushing. I prayed for God for strength. He gave me more problems to make me stronger, baby. It did not stop. It did not stop, and it shouldn't stop. You never want it to let up, then you'd be gone. It'd be over. It'd be over. Let's take a look at a couple things that we were looking at too. CC, is Canton CC still holding its gains, or did it give it all back? It was one of the only things that looked decent last week. And even Canton decided to give most of it back on that pump. And it wasn't up huge too. It was like 25%. Funny, right? It didn't lose, you didn't lose anything. But what I like about it though is it's kind of doing one of these. And I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to level off. Well, to say, I was like, if it starts to level off and still does some damage here, somewhere 28 to 30, I'd still watch this closely compared to the rest of the market. It's on a nice uptrend. Doesn't seem like it's getting a mass sell-off. And if Bitcoin actually holds together and makes a move, I think Canton CC is going to be one of the first things you'll see that makes some gains. And again, I don't hold any. I'm not speculating. No one told me to say this. I'm not paid to talk like this. I'm just a guy that's nice enough to go over what I believe is likely going to happen and share it with you. All right? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. My name is Sam Price. This is just a reality TV show of my life. I play with the charts every day. I have fun doing it. I created this reality in which we live in here on the Crypto Lifer Show, and we have fun together. And that's about it. All right. Thank you. The first 28 are tough. Keep coming here. You've got this. Amen. Amen. 3 times X operate to 71. I say that, but it could be a short right be a plan. Hey, you never know. I worked until I couldn't walk. No days off. If I had to do it over, I would have worked less. Interesting. Again, Christians are currently being... Oh, yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? In many parts of the world. So crazy, Never thought you would see that. Like, we'd go backwards in time, right? Insane. 15-minute looks good to me. The way it's kind of got a green. It's curving to the upside. Stochastics, RSI, lack of bearish momentum. The 15-minute looks like it's going to get a pop, baby. We're going to get a nice big move here to the upside for Bitcoin. So I'm still digging in here for the long, see if we can get this bigger move back up for BTC. Go Bitcoin. But yeah, we need these smaller time frames to pump. How's your leg? My leg hurts bad. Today was a tough day. Yeah, I was in a lot of pain today, on and off throughout the day. I actually walked from my car to Target. I had to go get my eyes checked today, and whatever, man. It was a hard day. And, there's tingling, there's throbbing, it hurts the knee, it hurts the calf. Like, there's so many different problems when you can't stretch out your leg the same way, when you can't walk the same way. I'm in pain right now, but I don't really want to talk about it. It's just pointless. But it's definitely making it hard. Yeah, and I ask God, I don't know how I'm going to make it through, but I say, you know what? I just got to take a deep breath and say, hey, one day at a time. I can make it through today. I can make it through tomorrow, and I can go from there. Okay. Every day, hopefully, it'll get just a little bit better. No, it's not going to, because I'm going to get sliced open on Thursday, and that's when the pain's really going to start. So the pain hasn't even begun yet for me. Yeah, when I come home from surgery, I'm sure that's when the pain is really. I'm going to have a giant cut in the back of my leg that I'll have a scar for the rest of my life. Yeah. I've been eating a lot of meat. I made a bunch of ribeyes. I sliced them, put them in the fridge in a glass container, and I just been like, whenever I'm hungry, I'm just grabbing like a bunch of piece of ribeye and just eating it up, Get your PPC 157 from Limitless Life Nootropics. Okay, man. Cut out the garbage, eat meat, and the answer for your pain. Hey, man. Yeah. He's like, SIREN's been making big gains. Well, as long as you guys have found something, you guys are always getting into something, man. You guys are, no matter what. Wow, SIREN ripping. Going from 10 cents all the way to 37 and still going up. Hey, man, there's always something for the crowd to chew on out here in this crypto world. Looks like it might get a few people wrecked now. It's like getting tight again, like it might want to pump. I'd be careful, though. I wouldn't want to be chasing that puppy. Hold on 1 second. I just have to do... Sorry about that. So we're hanging on by a thread, seeing if we can get the move. Price action's been tight sideways on the 15. And that's kind of what we want. We don't want too many CME gaps here. So Canton CC looks interesting to me. If anything, looks like it could continue to get on a bigger move to the upside. It does look like this could continue to rip up, right? Someone asked about Hype. We'll take a look at Hyper Liquid 2 as well, which has been holding its gains comparatively compared to the rest of the market. I was looking for this just to kind of consolidate. We'll move this out. I haven't put out, it's not like jumping to a long yet. I've been watching it consolidate. Whenever I have a blue line, that's when I put an alert. And that means I'm just watching to see it turn into a tight channel. And if it can get tight inside this flag, which is what I'm looking for, hit the target here and go off on the alert, then it's a good chance this thing continues to rip to the upside. So it's one of the things I got on my radar for a possible swing trade. And I feel like that would just pop and extend all the way up into about $54, $55 region into this, 40, not 50, and then to 55, right? Bitcoin at 69,300, getting a little bit of a push. And then Bookmap saying that it wants to liquidate the short right there, the shorts right there at about 72,050. So I like it. Let's take a look at what people are saying here, too. We had an amazing morning live stream. Thank you so much for everyone who jumped on in this morning. Wish I had a better looking cup in handy, ETH or ADA. Interesting. Smash the like button, Sammy Streams. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at Ethereum. It's been a long time since I looked at Ethereum, right? I mean, it does whatever Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin can get a bounce back to the upside, Ethereum can. Wow, it even lost its trend line. Ethereum its chart is pretty beat. You know, it had a long time these altcoins had healthy charts, and then they just kind of started to deteriorate. And then when I looked at this on the in a long-term perspective a long time ago, it just didn't look amazing to me. It really didn't. I have to be honest. And I got disinterested in ETH a long time ago. If you remember on this channel, like I just stopped going over it somewhere around here because it was just somewhere around 2024 or 2023 even. I just stopped talking about Ethereum. I mean, look at it. At least Bitcoin went on an uptrend. Like Ethereum just did what I don't even know what it did. Right? Luckily, a couple people in retail, they jumped out right here that I know, and they're happy that they did. Around the $4,200 region, and they sold the top, and they're like, you know what? If we bounce back too, like, what are you going to go up and down? And if, it just, I don't know. So I don't know. Ethereum looks interesting to me, but, and then it says, would you get to $9,000, $10,000 somewhere by April of 2030? It's more like an experiment. Now, could I be wrong? Could it double bottom and just rip? Maybe. You never know. But right now, it doesn't look amazing to me. So, and then someone asked about Cardano, or the same person wanted to see Cardano. What's in a bigger cup and handle? I don't know, but they're both in some chop that doesn't look interesting to me. You got this really tight area here too that's just not amazing. ADA looks like it could at least bounce back off this low. And it looks like it's more, it could bounce back up here. And that's like the lowest you could get. That's where ADA's been. That's the bottom for Cardano. Bitcoin could close a bullish engulfer here on the 15-minute. That's like the beginnings of what you're looking for. And that 1 hour is looking like it could get a move here to the upside. High risk, high reward, though, for sure. If you jump into that flag or weren't already in a trade earlier, like we've been talking since the 4 hour kind of started its move back up on that low, right? That was a great time to jump on that 4 hour candle. I made a short about it, had to talk about it, bring it up because it was sweet. And if and again, it's simple stuff. Like, you don't have to be a genius. So let me talk about it again. But like, this looks like it could break out. But this 4 hour here, just buying when this candle closed, halfway through the front run of the tweezer top. And then it turned out to be, it's still in the money right now, that trade. So we'll see. It could end up being one of the bottom buys of the century. We never know, but there's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance? There is a chance. All right. The chat likes XRP. Solana has too much better tech, too cheap fees. XRP just has a lot of controversy with it. It's either going to be the coin of coins or it's not. You know what I mean? It can't just be like a regular coin, and I think that's why people have kind of it's polarizing, right? You have to believe in the XRP, basically the legend of XRP, or you don't. I hold XRP just because I've had it for so long, bought and sold some of it around the way, but it's never my favorite choice, my favorite coin, and it moves pretty slow, and it's been through it. The people have been through enough that has it, that own XRP too. I mean, they've been through years of just whatever. So at this point, it's kind of sad. Like, it never happened. Like, and then when the last rally actually happened, XRP didn't happen, and then XRP still didn't happen. You know what I mean? Anyway, I hold XRP. Don't get me wrong. I'm just real about it, I think. I don't know. I lost a lot buying candles before they close, but I still do it. Hey, it can pay off big time if it happens, right? So, also, you can get a good feeling after a massive dump. It's like it feels pretty good to do. Like, you have a better idea of it hitting. Let's take a look at gold right here. Someone said they liked gold. Let's take a look at what's gold doing. Gold, baby, gold. Still looks great on the 2-week chart. Wow, it bounced off 4,600 all the way back to 551. Wow, is that for real? Oh, so gold's been doing its thing.
still in like what looks to me like a bigger symmetrical triangle almost. But it does have a higher low. It's kind of making the same flag Bitcoin's in. You know what I mean? Like, if you really think about it. And it's on the 15, above the 21, above the 200. And so if Bitcoin breaks out, you can see it's kind of like a dollar thing. So the dollar, you can see it's Bitcoin and gold are about to both about to pump. At least for tonight. And this says we could get to 5,100 on gold. So yeah, every time I hear somebody say XRP is going to be the one, I start questioning what year this is. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. $5 to $10 is a great return, though. Yeah. Hey, Lifer, I'm learning one thing from you all the years that I watch you. You don't need to panic too much if you got one plan. Love you, buddy, and still trade like you with all the tools. Much love you. Hey, man, God bless you, man. Keep doing your thing, Smokey D. We love you, and we appreciate you, and we thank you so much for being here. Yeah. Wish I had bought more Bitcoin, see? That's what everyone will say 10 years from now, and they don't believe it. The key is to keep the head on straight, keep the discipline going, and keep our consistency flying, and somehow, some way, we'll make it out on the other side, baby. Yeah, so, again, high risk to buy. So the opportunity right now is high risk to buy Bitcoin on the 1 hour. Could break out beautifully for a Sunday and actually have a major pump, though. Looks like it might actually do some damage and go to the upside. Shout out to all my beautiful people that trade with the Lifer. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And God bless everyone that shows up every single day in the trading group. A bunch of people joined the trading group this week. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We have some people that paid for the year. So that was awesome. You know, in these down times, people say, you know what? This is the guy I'm going to stick with. And, you know, we actually had big viewership when the price action dumped. People realized who they wanted to watch when the market was dumping, and I appreciate that. So the last week was actually really good. And so instead of staying, you know, down and out, you stay positive and keep pushing for the positive outcome. And you know what you'll get? You'll get the positive outcome. If every single time you push for the positive outcome, you're going to get the positive outcome. How about altcoins in the dip? And I'm doing very well with that purchase. God bless you, man. I've been watching you for years now. That on-chain volume is so low, decided to join the 99. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Still long from 65K. Let's go. Amen. I can barely buy any more dips, I know. Caspa is Bitcoin 10 years ago. People wish they bought Caspa. You know, I still own a bag of Caspa in case that's true, bro. So I've never given up on that Caspa narrative. So I'm with you on that idea there. It would be awesome. Yeah, so there's a chance we do get a big pump tomorrow. Like Sunday becomes that map. But again, then we're going to get a CME gap, which is kind of like, oh no. And they've been kind of sticking to their, you know, every time we made one, we filled it. I've seen it over and over again. So it looks like it may happen, but you never know. But so far, it's been that way. 69,000. Man. Can we, you know, we break back above this level, get back to that 70K region. 69,367 for Bitcoin. Looking pretty good. Yeah, baby, Saturday night. The best night to be alive is Saturday nights now. It's every night. But there's something fun about Saturday night. You know, tomorrow, Super Bowl Sunday. I will be later on. I will go on at like 10 o'clock tomorrow, 10:30 or something. Once the Super Bowl ends, I'll jump on. It will be like 11. I'll do my morning stream and then a very, very late stream. I never compete with the Super Bowl. I know a lot of you people probably don't even watch it anyway. I should do like a halftime show. Like I should do like a family-orientated halftime show so no one watches the garbage on halftime. I don't watch that halftime show. I never will again. Yeah, just point. We're going to turn it off really during halftime and come back on like a half an hour. I want my kids to see that guy wearing a dress, man. No way. My daughters don't like this stuff anyway. They're not into it. They can pick up on it immediately. They're not into it at all. No, they're good traditional girls, man. Yeah. Yeah, so this also looks, I mean, you're in touch of the 21 above the 200. Pop. Bit of a kind of a double bottom with a higher low there. Yeah, gold looks like it's going to break out. And so that to me is the dollar about to bounce. You know? And there it is. Look, it's below the 200. Wow, it made like a I feel like we could say it's in like this bigger symmetrical triangle. Kind of got a little bit of a pump, and they could pump together. They don't have to dump together, but you know, you like to see a bigger move to the downside. As it looks to me, that's what's going to happen, because why is gold and Bitcoin about to go on a massive tear? And you can kind of see like the dollar just had this dump, then made the lower high. It kind of looks like it's going to continue. So what we need is the dollar to make this descending triangle. We need Bitcoin to get back above the key level, and this is what we want to see collapse here. And almost has a shoulder, a head, right shoulder there too. So this is what we're looking for the dollar to continue lower and to struggle with these pumps and go, you know, somewhere down to 92. Only time will tell. Bitcoin back at 69,250. And we'll see if there's anything that was pumping today to kind of pay attention to. A meme core back at 12%. Nothing crazy. But that was like the highest on CoinMarketCap. Layer 0. Justin Sun, he's been actually making some moves. Tron actually hasn't been that bad. Let's take a look at TRX. And then Justin Sun are his coins, right? So Tron goes up, TRX goes up. See, if you look at TRX compared to the rest of the market, it's been on a beautiful uptrend. Look at it. It has not gone on like a bear market dump. I mean, you could say, yeah, it's been pulling back, you could say. But for the most part, it looks healthy. That looks like a head and shoulder technically. But when I kind of make this adjusted, you can see it's kind of coming back to the trend line. It just looks interesting that TRX has a use case. It stayed around regardless of all this time. It's still here. Funny, these cryptocurrencies, again, it's mainly used to just use Tether on TRC20. I feel like, what's the biggest use case for it? I think that's it, right? 11.5 billion in liquidity, CoinGlass at 126 Bitcoin. Why would exchanges not chase that? Exactly. It definitely is. Yeah, hard to watch TV or movies anymore. It feels like somebody is trying to program. Oh, 100%. It's television, man. Telling lies to your vision. They're trying to get you going every single time. I'd like the Roddy Piper in this here, kick a butt in the ring, though. You're funny, man. Hey, remember They Live? The movie They Live, isn't it? That's Roddy Piper. Like one of the longest fight scenes ever. Sam, brother, ready to see it at 55K tomorrow? It could happen, man. It definitely could happen, yeah. Let's take a look at BitTensor. Someone asked about BitTensor Tau. We got a super chat coming in hot right now. You know, even BitTensor, which was like a good project, good coin, made sense. You could follow it along. It was AI. Even that coin just kind of like fell off to the wayside. Like, it didn't matter what it was. Like, people just stopped believing in crypto altogether. It didn't really matter what the coin was, what it did, you know? And then once Bitcoin kind of just continued. So, like, you'd have to start looking at this like it's in this kind of this downward channel. And I still own some of this. Looks like it could come back at one point, but you're like, wow, you know? Like, it's got to bounce sooner than later. Otherwise, it's just like, I don't know. A lot of these charts look absolutely horrible, folks. I used to be able to, the guy who called the bottom, tell you, oh, we're going to come back up and all that. These charts look bad. You know, they broke in previous lows. So, yeah. Our project's dead for sure. I don't know. But Bitcoin just ripped up back to 69,450 after a nice little low there at 69,200. I guess no fight in Dubai. No, maybe that's why the Achilles happened, to keep you out of that. I guess so. I'll buy 50K when it hits 50K. Buy more if it reaches 50K. Yeah. NFL went super woke. I know. Isn't that crazy? Goodell is weird. I grew up watching wrestling. My dad wouldn't let me watch wrestling. He told me he thought it was gay, so he wouldn't let me watch it. Yeah, that's just how it was. Like, no offense to people if you are or not. Like, that's what my dad said. You know, that's what my dad said. The movie They Live is a documentary. I guess it is, in a way. Right. So if tomorrow, it's not really a documentary, man. It's a sci-fi movie. Yeah. Too much money involved not to be compromised. Yeah. Sam, love your vibes. Can you do a close TA of BTC? I did that already, man. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for asking. No, it's a pullover, but thanks for asking. Yeah, so we're just looking for this to break out. The 21's above the 200. We're getting very tight. We're looking for Bitcoin to pump, baby. Back up to $76,000. Okay. And how'd that Soul trade go out? Soul trade for you, Billy? Did you get out? You probably made more money than I did on that one. I jumped out a little too early. So we look at Soul too. Soul looks like it's going to make a move. So once Bitcoin breaks out, Soul will break out, and this looks nice and tight. and ready to rock. So Sol looks like it might be a nice play too here tonight. So, hey, I'm just, you heard it here first. Solana, and if Sol breaks out, you're going to get a pumping basically a lot of coins, right? AVAX might get a little bit of a move. Not as good as Solana, but my dad made me watch it crazy. You're funny. I have a bearish day, Sun Moon. You think we can still have a bearish rest of the week? Where Bitcoin goes, the alts will follow. The Crusher walked around with a keg. So funny. Sol will be the one. Sol looks like it's going to moon back to $104, right? It just looks good to me. I could be wrong. Inverted head and shoulder, 21 above the 200. Solana looking interesting to me. So if there was any trade out here that I would stick to, or that looks interesting, or that has the sauce, or that can get the volume, once we know Bitcoin's like somewhat okay, it's going to be Solana. All right, so I like that right now. I would watch Sol closely in the altcoin section. Take a look at Sol, baby, Sol. Gotta have that Sol. If Bitcoin plays ball, Solana will get a bit of a move. I made a little, was it huge? It might take profit, left no runner. Amen. Yeah. Hey, Sam, thank you for everything you give to your community. You're the best. Do you have any Caspa fans in here? Yeah, we have Caspa. Actually saw a guy walked in with a Caspa shirt on this summer into a diner. And the first thing I said is, man, I see this guy. I had to take a picture with him. Gave him a card, told him what I did. Said, join the community, man. And it was pretty interesting. Like, I never thought I'd see a Caspa shirt at lunch or dinner, wherever I was. It was pretty interesting, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the altcoins, and I'm like, I see some things we're speculating on. One thing I've been watching that I'm personally in, there's only one thing that I've jumped in on. See, someone was asking me about Wojak, is Ghost, and I got in at 6 million. It stayed at 6 million. It had a use case. It was like, Ghost, funny, Jelaine Maxwell. You saw that? There was a Jelaine. Of course, right? This is Ghostware, right? I got it at 6 million market cap. Look, it did spike up, so now I'm in the money now. Not a lot. I'm not saying, but I am in the money on this one. I'm up about, 30%, right? Almost, a little more, almost 50%. So here, and we were looking for this thing to bounce and start to make a move, and I'm looking for it to continue up. So I actually might have found me a winner here in the speculative world of altcoins, which is kind of insane, which I never thought I would. All right. So yeah, that's one thing I'm watching. Penguin hit went down. Buckcoin was hot. It really was. And we looked for it to continue. Buckcoin did. So someone gave us Buckcoin here. It ripped, came back for the retracement, and it didn't make the flag, but it made this type of flag, right? And then it bounced, and Buckcoin just went from 1 penny all the way back to almost 5 cents. I mean, Buckcoin's on a tear. No pun intended. If you're able and you have a moment, I would love to hear your analysis on gold or silver. We did that already. We went over gold. I'll go over silver for you. Somewhat of a similar story, not as strong as gold, though, right now. The recovery for silver is a little weaker because the beatdown was harder. I'm looking for silver, though, to kind of... It's looking like everything is bouncing back because the dollar. I'm looking for silver to bounce up. So tonight, it almost looks like into tomorrow, you're going to see Bitcoin rip. I guess because, the rest of the world's going to front-run Bitcoin, and they're going to want to get in before the U.S. market's open. And, it's a worldly asset. Everyone wants to take advantage of these lower prices. Look, this just broke the trend line. To me, that did break the trend. You know, and you're looking for silver to rip. And the same thing on the 15-minute, but look, it's just breached the 200. Silver actually looks like it's about to go on a bit of a punt. Actually just broke out right now. You see that? And again, the 21 and the 200, this is what I look for. 15-minute, I see silver headed back to 80. And then we'll go from there. Right? Why is the dollar going back up? All because of the Fed chair. I wouldn't stress that, man. Yeah. And we'll take a look at the Fed Watch tool and see what's happening here. But this was starting to drop back down, kind of showing signs that there might even be a rate cut in March. So our next meeting is in 38 days. We have a while, but this is down to 70, 60. This is actually making Bitcoin pump. This went from 90 to 80 to and 85 to 76 in the last few days. Pay attention to this. As this continues to go down, Bitcoin continues to go up. And that, you know, because that's good for risk on assets, they cut that rate. Money flows back in. And if we get a rate cut in March, imagine what could happen in April and June. So Bitcoin at 69,370, 321. Okay. And remember, tomorrow we go over what's up for the week ahead. We talk about all the kind of timings that the market should be moving and the volatility as it comes. We prepare you for a lot of different stuff. And so just be careful. Get ready here, okay? Tomorrow night's a big stream. The weekly candle close. We're going to go over a lot and get you guys situated for the rest of the week. So if you like any stream, that's going to be the stream. The stream of streams. Okay. Damn. Quantum resistant ledger. QRL? Let's take a look at it. So yeah, it looks like we're getting a resurgence this week for gold, silver, and Bitcoin. No guarantees, but things look okay. Wow, this thing took a beat down. Look at that. And you know what? You could just see there's a lack of volume here. Had this move, lack of volume, very crazy order book, little sketchy. You know, the one thing we do have going though is a pretty solid trend line. And so what you're looking for is if it basically a long midterm consolidation, okay, where it starts getting tighter inside the zone. Looking for a breakout sooner than later though, back to the upside part of the trend. And for this to get tight, right? So this is what I would look for, and then you know, it could be kind of something that I really just watch for a while. The entry would be way later, and maybe $2 to $5 could be the move there. If you're looking at long term, could be a buy at distress there in the DCA, but that's up to you. You know, I'm not a financial advisor, so if you like it, you like it. I don't know. I'm all set. But yeah, I'd look for it to kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder, consolidate here before we can get a bigger move. Excellent. Excelente. So, yeah, I mean, not much else to kind of go over tonight. Bit of a dry night. Kind of gave you about, you know, you can kind of see what's happening. And, yeah, I kind of like where we're going. I like what I can see here for Bitcoin. And only time will tell as we continue to push through. Crypto Lifer Show, man, every single time. Interesting. Okay. So, you know, what? Oh, yeah. Are there any kind of coins coming our way that are interesting that we should be paying attention to? We'll see. Let's take a look. It wouldn't be the greatest time, but you never know. So I like to look at this, see if there's some trending coins right now coming our way here. Trending coins. Zama on the radar, right? Which is new. Tria, another one I haven't heard of, small market caps. Echelon, Enso, which actually was pretty hot at a 27 market cap. Rainbow, Bulla. Remember that little dude? He's cool as heck. What a nice guy that guy is. Monad, I liked Monad actually. If anything could get hot again, I would watch Monad. Funny, Opinion Labs kind of reminds me of that like a Cowshy or almost like a prediction market. Spur Protocol, Flying Tulip, Sentient, right? So interesting. So what comes on my radar, what really sticks out is funny. Barachain's still back up in the game. Zama and Tria, they interest me. You know, Zama could flip the way just the name alone, but I see, you know, again, I speculate on name, but then I actually look at the fundamentals, but that looks interesting. Zama, man. Amazing. Buckcoin still flying. You're funny, man. What about Super Bowl meme coins? I don't get into that stuff. They're few and far between. They'll come for the moment. They just, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to get caught up in stuff like that. That could be, you know what I mean? You chase fake coins and all sorts of stuff. There could be a stop hunt here tonight too, folks. Just pay attention. It is the weekend. I wouldn't be going crazy on any trades. I think it's not the best idea, but whatever makes you happy. You're gonna do whatever you want, regardless of what I say, right? So Quantum Resistant Ledger, Sam, brother, thank you so much for the super chats, everybody. I really appreciate that. Mac D, Chris Black, Kyle, NM, and Alistar. Everyone, I thank you so much for being awesome and amazing, for kicking it with me every single Saturday night. As the market gets bigger and better, we will start to go longer. And as I start to kind of heal from this wound, I haven't got the wound yet, but just so you know, I do surgery on Thursday. That day, I will have to miss the stream, sad to say. But I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. and do a quick update so that we say that we never miss no matter what. You never know what happens that day. So, and, you know, I should wake up from anesthesia. Everything should be fine. But, you know, say a prayer for me and my family that everything goes smooth. It's just strange that I have to go through something like this. I never thought, and I've been healthy my whole life. I saw my dad healthy. I never thought I've bent my will to, I've submitted to God. I have no idea why this is happening to me. I know years from now I'll look back and there will be some deep reason why this all happened. I don't see it right now, for sure. I don't. But I'm just gonna buy. You know, I'm a true servant of God, and that's it. You know, if I haven't submitted yet, I've submitted again, and I will continue to submit. So, shout out to all my beautiful people. We love you. We thank you so much for being amazing. I gave you everything I could for Bitcoin tonight. And, you know, whatever coins I think are actually worth taking a look at, which is few and far between. But there's a few numbers out there. The Solana call looks interesting. I think it might be something you want to pay attention to. Marcus, I love you, man, my brother from another. Thank you so much. When I see your name here in the chat, it always cheers me up. Everyone, I love you. I thank you so much. I appreciate you all for being absolutely amazing and for kicking it with me all these times and all these years. I will be back tomorrow morning like I always am. 4 live streams on the weekend. I don't know why we overwork the weekends, but it's just how I am. I just don't stop. And the streak is real, bro. I love each and every one of you. I thank you so much, and I appreciate you. I won't tell you who I am. I'll show you who I am every single day. Crypto Lifer. Over and out. Show and prove. Don't talk. Just keep showing up. That's how you win people's trust and faith. Day in and day out. For 5 years straight. No days off, baby. If that doesn't inspire you, what doesn't? Or what does? Crypto is life.
Love you, master friend.